Afternoon, everybody. Pressing cider today. So as you can see, we've got about 125 pounds of cider, cider apples. The smaller the apples, the better. We do have some bigger ones, just simply because that's what the orchard had. We've got these all from Easy Pickings Orchard. Really appreciate the work that they do. Great people there. Nice orchard, a lot of variety. Anyways, so we're going to press 125 pounds of apples for cider. The hope is to get about 10 gallons of cider. Okay? As you can see, we've got our cider press right here. There's a hopper in the back. We put the apples in, we grind them, and then they go in the bottom. We press it down, straight through the strainer, and we get cider. Okay? Now before we put any apples in there, we gotta wash them. We get them in the bucket, just a little bit of water. I know this subject literally came up, I don't know, a couple days ago on one of the mead makers pages. For those people that make their own cider, how do you wash your apples, or do you, or whatever? Well, this is all I do. And that's exactly what I told them. I said, I just dunk them in water, and away we go. It's just a quick rinse. Any pesticides or whatever, any dirt, dust, animal, whatever, it all comes off in the wash, so to speak. So we're going to put some in here. We're going to grind it down. And on this, you only want to fill it up to about this high. So that way, press it out, get a good press on it. And then we're going to just dispose of the apple grind down the hill for the deer. They kind of feed the local populace. So anyways, first things first, thank you to Ed and Mary Baranski. Appreciate the use of the cider press. This is fantastic. Just couldn't do it without them. Someday when I grow up, I want to be just like that. That's the way it works. So anyhow, let's grind some apples. You want to come closer with that? I'm going to take a picture down inside that. Right down inside. As you can see, these are the teeth that grind it. It's on a wheel like this, and we're just going to grind it, and literally this is going to go back, so that way all of the apple meal go in the basket, and we'll grind. And I will tell you, to grind all these apples, it's going to take us a few hours. To grind them, press them, all this. Literally, it's a process. But in the end, I got to tell you, you will never have apple cider taste nearly as good as if you do it yourself. Because this stuff's amazing. So you can pause that. Go ahead. Hey, so we've filled up to here, as you can see. This is just to give you an idea about, you can see it right through the side.
Take the lid out.
We got the burlap all folded over. Okay, so there's the crushed ground apples. We fold the burlap right like that, nice and level. That goes in, and then this gets spun down. Now while I'm doing this, the apples that we use is just a huge variety, whatever the orchard has. It's always better if you have at least 3 or 4 different types of apples. It just tastes better. Careful with the camera when I hit it. There's just, the flavor's incomparable. There. So, and then we just crank it down. And that, folks, is how you make apple cider. There's no better flavor. And I know I said it, I will say it again, and I will probably say it again. Fresh pressed apple cider is ridiculous for flavor, especially if you're going to do something with it. We take this, I make my Cider Bochet, which is that burnt honey apple cider mead that I told you I actually got the bronze medal for. That was a fresh pressed cider here. Okay? Now that cider we took out of his apples over there, 4 varieties I think it was that we used. These apples came from the local orchard because they didn't have any this year. So the rest of that cider, we're going to put in gallon plastic jugs and throw in the freezer. Brent, you said there was something else that I missed?
Just the types of apples.
Types of apples. There's Liberties, there's Romes, there's Galas, McCallans, Cortlands. There's there's all sorts of apples. Golden Delicious, Red Delicious, Mutsus. Like I said, the more varieties you have, the better. And that's what this is. This is a huge variety. So, like I said, once this is done pressing, you want to just get some of the extra cider out. Release it. And then we do it all over again. Now, as you can see, out of what we put in there, we only got that much, we got very little cider out of that little bit. Comes up, that sits like that. That goes like that. Then we go dump this.
You need that?
No.
Go ahead.
All right, so this is where we dump it. The deer are going to come in and just enjoy this. Shake it all out. You don't want to shake it too much because honestly, this is full of cider. We're going to take this, put it back in the thing, and start right over.